Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week July 24th to July 30th, 2015. Our top news stories this week included new photos from Batman v Superman, a behind-the-scenes video of filming on Supergirl, and Dan Jurgens talks about his new Superman Lois and Clark comic book series. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, the September 2015 issue of Empire magazine will feature Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice on the cover, with exclusive content about the superhero showdown within. A few days after this was announced, the cover image found its way online, showing the full-body photos of Batman and Superman without the Empire logo and other wording covering the two superheroes. There's also an alter ego version of the cover available. EmpireOnline.com revealed a number of new images that appear within the pages of the magazine. In the feature article within, Henry Cavill explains, "In this movie everyone has split into different directions as to how they feel about this alien. Some people love him, some hate him, other people fear him. Is he a tyrant?" More images from the magazine were posted online later in the week. The photos include Superman confronting Batman, Perry White talking with Lois and Clark, Bruce Wayne with Alfred Pennyworth, Batman looking at the Batsuit, and Zack Snyder directing various scenes. With his new film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., about to hit theatres, Henry Cavill has been involved in a number of interviews to promote the movie, with Inquirer.net taking the opportunity to also ask him about returning to play Superman for Batman v Superman. He said, "Playing an icon like Superman is fantastic. It definitely has changed my life. It's wonderful to still be part of that franchise." DC All Access weighed in with their own breakdown of the Batman v Superman Comic-Con trailer, deciphering some of the secrets it may just reveal about the film.
Now, the woman walking with Zod's body is Mercy Graves. Mercy Graves is traditionally Lex Luthor's bodyguard and assistant. She first appeared in Superman, the animated series, in 1996.
Back in April 2014, Warner Bros. Announced that Callan Mulvey of 300 Rise of the Empire had joined the cast of Batman v Superman in an undisclosed role. This week, HeroicHollywood.com claimed that Mulvey will actually be playing the role of KG Beast, aka Lex Luthor's Russian right-hand man, Anatoly Knyazev. LatinoReview.com claims that Jenna Malone will be playing the role of Barbara Gordon, but it's unknown at this point in time whether she'll become Batgirl or Oracle within the scope of Batman v Superman. You'll recall that Jenna was spotted on the set of Batman v Superman with Zack Snyder in August last year. According to the cover story in the September 2015 edition of Empire magazine, preparations are underway on both the solo Wonder Woman movie and the two-part Justice League film. Justice League Part 1 is slated for a November 10, 2017 release, while Part 2 is expected to be released on June 14, 2019. Warner Bros. Animation released 3 new clips from Justice League Gods and Monsters, the all-new DC Universe original movie, which was released this week on July 28th. The first clip features Superman, voiced by Benjamin Bratt, Wonder Woman, voiced by Tamara Taylor, and Batman by Michael C. Hall, preparing for battle with the US Army, and a question as to whether or not this trinity will be perceived as saving or ruling the planet. The clip also includes the voice of Tomar Pennicut as Steve Trevor. Watch the clips at our website now and purchase the animated movie at our online store. La La Land Records will be releasing the Justice League Gods and Monsters soundtrack CD, limited to 1,000 units, exclusively at lalalandrecords.com on August 11th. Composer Frederick Weidman composed the music for the animated original movie. In TV news, the Maid of Might was in full action during filming of the second episode of the new Supergirl TV series, as Melissa Benoist was photographed both in action, lifting an ambulance, and between takes, walking her dog Millie on the location set in Los Angeles. The cast and crew also posted a behind-the-scenes video of them filming this episode.
Closer to the subject this time.
I've been anticipating this, anxiously awaiting it for a long time. I've been working so hard, getting in shape for this, so mentally, I've been ready since the day we wrapped the pilot. Besides, this sounds like a job for Supergirl.
EW.com reports that Chris Browning from Sons of Anarchy and the 100 has been cast to play Ben Krull, aka Reactron, a deadly villain from the comic books who wears an armoured suit powered by nuclear energy. Browning is slated to appear in the show's third episode, though he has the potential to recur. In comic book news, writer Gene Luen Yang participated in a number of interviews this week to talk about Superman number 42, the current truth arc across all the Superman titles, and the relationship between Lois and Clark. He said the current incarnation of Lois and Clark are not romantically involved right now. Each of them has somebody else as their significant other, but there is still this tension between them, and it's this tension that has multiple layers. DC All Access also caught up with Gene to talk to him about his plans for the Man of Steel and the challenges he'll face now that his secret identity has been exposed.
You know, we talked a lot, the entire Superman team talked a lot about how nowadays in the age of the internet, it is just hard to keep secrets. You know, how is that going to affect the biggest secret in the DC universe? You know, we want to play out how the Man of Tomorrow exists in the actual tomorrow. You know, Superman was created in the late 1930s, and we are actually now living in his tomorrow. So back then, Superman embodied what people in the 1930s thought about the future. The future back then was seen in physical terms. So he was super strong, super fast. And nowadays, when we think of the future, we think more about information. So how does this old conception of the Man of Tomorrow actually exist in the actual tomorrow?
With Dan Jurgens returning to the world of Superman to write the newly announced Superman Lois and Clark comic book series, comicbook.com asked him about the book and what fans can expect. He said that the book will deal with the ramifications of living in this universe where we've seen Superman's secret identity outed. Interesting indeed. Comic books we reviewed this week included Teen Titans number 10, which was reviewed by Keith Semra, who said, "This issue kind of left me thinking, shouldn't there be more to this?" And he rated this issue a 3 out of 5. And T.A. Ewart reviewed Injustice Year 4, Chapter 12, giving it a rating of 2 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from July 29th include Injustice Gods Among Us Year 4, Chapter 13, digital edition has been available since July 28th. Justice League Gods and Monsters Superman one-shot, which is available in a variant cover. And Superman number 42, which is also available in a variant cover. Here are some of the very latest Superman items available, some exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. Get yourself the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 Superman Crypto plush toy for $16.68. Or how about the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive Supergirl PVC statue, yours for $49.99. These and other new and noteworthy releases are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, origami master John Montrol and illustrator Min Sung Koo have joined forces to create 46 different paper folding projects in the DC Superheroes Origami Collection. With clear step-by-step diagrams and instructions, simple squares of paper transform into batarangs, S-shields, invisible jets, Green Lanterns and so much more. Published by Capstone Young Readers and aimed for fans 8 to 12 years old, although I'm sure older readers will want to get involved in the action as well, the DC Superheroes Origami release will be available from September 1st. Order it now from our online store. CostumeCollections.com.au created a height comparison chart comparing the heights of a number of DC Comics characters. By thoroughly researching the DC Wikia database and other sources, they've been able to accurately compare 21 different superheroes on an infographic hand-drawn in the classic comic book style. And yes, in the comics, Superman is taller than Batman by 1 inch. Episode 127 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available to listen to. In this month's podcast, Scotty and I discuss the Batman v Superman Comic-Con trailer, Comic-Con events, Jesse Eisenberg's comments, Supergirl pilot screening and panel at Comic-Con, the Supergirl poster, Maxwell Lord and Lucy Lane, Superman Lois and Clark and Superman American Alien, and all the latest Superman comic books. Check it out at supermanhomepage.com/radio. That's all the news there was for the week July 24th to July 30th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Good to see you. So, I don't normally do straight up comic book or movie reviews specifically on a week-by-week basis, and I did talk about this on this week's episode of Radio KAL. We do a radio show for the Superman homepage every month, the last Wednesday of every month, where Steve Younis and I talk about all of the Superman happenings for the month. If you're not tuning in, check it out at supermanhomepage.com. Every last Wednesday of every month. You're in for a great show. I talked about this because, for me, if you're not reading Superman comics and you've been disheartened by the New 52, or you don't think you like the direction that the New 52 took Superman in, or you don't like the fact that his parents are gone, or you don't like the fact that he's not with Lois, or you don't like the fact that he's currently powered down and he's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and you've heard all of these things and you're coming out there saying, this is not Superman, this is bull. I want to say this. I've been reading since the launch of the New 52, and of course before that, because I work on the Superman homepage, and I have to talk about things, and I have to read all the books, and I have to know what's going on. And I haven't really been into it myself. Not because of a lot of the reasons the fans give, that this isn't Superman. I mean, it's been Superman, and for the most part, his attitude is still Superman. There are some things that are a little off, and they're trying to make him a little more cool, or a little more aloof, or whatever it is that they think people want to read about in their superheroes these days. So some of that stuff's off-putting, but I've also found most of the writing and storytelling just not to be that good. And then you got Romita Jr. on the Superman book right now, and the art's not very good. But here's the thing. This story, the truth story, the story where Lois Lane reveals to the world that Clark Kent is Superman, the thing that had a lot of fans up in arms and probably still does, I'm still holding out for what I've been promised in the story, and that is Lois saying to Clark that they had their reasons. Diana was in on it. They knew it had to happen, and it was something they had to do, and we're going to find out why. Now, I don't know how they're going to get out of it when they reset all this, or how they're going to say that the world no longer knows, or if they're just going to keep Clark and Superman one and the same for everyone for the foreseeable future, and that's a problem in and of itself for a lot of people. But here's the thing. This story, the truth arc, I find it very dramatic, very cool. It's a shake-up, yes, to Clark, to Superman, but here is why it doesn't bother me. You know, anytime you read comic books, you want to have the drama. You need to have a change in the lives of the characters. Otherwise, it's just ho-hum, boring, villain of the week, let me put him down in the streets of Metropolis, and then we'll start again next month. And that's never been the most interesting thing to me. The most interesting thing to me is Superman, Clark's humanity, the way that he fits in with the people, the way that he loves the earth and humanity so much, the way he endlessly makes sure that people don't get hurt and that people are protected. That's his core. He does it no matter what. And now he has very little powers. He's hugely scaled down. He can't fly. He's still somewhat impervious to pain and damage. But when he gets shot or something, he gets incredibly bruised and it hurts now. I'm expecting him to go back to normal soon. But this particular episode, Greg Pak, Aaron Cooter, the art is beautiful. The writing, exceptional. This is Superman. If you haven't read this, Action Comics number 42, this comic you need to read. I would recommend you go back and start at the Truth Arc, although they're all out of order and disjointed anyway. So the fact that you didn't start at the beginning won't really hurt this story. But part one of this particular story takes place in Action number 41. So you might want to very least look at that one. What I find in this story is something that I haven't found in months of the New 52. Great writing, heroic heart, spirit, inspiration. This is Superman. He's depowered. Lots of people are against him. It seems the American politic is against him. It seems the police on the street are against him. But the everyman is still for him because they know that he's a champion of the oppressed. They're having a party on the street. They're saying, we love Clark, we love Superman, we're going to stand with him no matter what happens. And the police come down on him. And I'm not going to tell you everything that happens, but the fact that Superman stands with them, you think no one's going to show up, and there he is, just in time. It's fabulous. I had tears in my eyes. I was excited. This is Superman. Greg Pak gets it. The art is beautiful. It's wonderful to read. It gave me the feelings I get when I watch a great television show where there's a lot of character and there's a lot of heart and there's a lot of spirit and there's a lot of inspiration. This is the book, if you've been disheartened by the New 52, that will get you heartened again for Superman. Read it. Check it out. You've got to. You'll thank me for it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, always look up in the sky. Thanks for watching another episode. Bye.